community, that's one thing. When you put it on St. Helena out in a residential area, that's another thing. Because what this allows to happen in those residential areas is it allows some development, as long as it looks like everything in the community. So anything can come to your community, right? Okay. So the other thing I have a little bit of issue with is calling an area a hamlet. Okay. Yes. That's foreign language. That's like French. Okay. So people have to understand what it is that you're talking about for their community, so that they'll know how to respond. Yes. And one of the things, and I said before, and I'll say it again, people need to know what you got now. Right. And we should have started with that from the beginning. Let people see what you got. They can tell you what they want changed, and then you can go back and change it. You know, that's the visioning from the people. The other thing is that although this is being adopted countywide, okay, the only communities that this is really affecting, because the only communities that county council do zoning in is St. Helena Island, Daufuskie Island, and Dale Seabrook area. Okay. So what do we do when we're trying to protect the culture, protect the landowners, when you know that what's being opened up for the community is going to benefit some, but some people are going to be left out?
I guess I'll try to take them one by one. So as far as the idea that this code only works in urban areas or is only adopted in urban areas, there a couple of years or a year ago the county adopted this code with overwhelming support from the community on Daufuskie Island, which is about as rural as you can possibly get.
That's not true.
You know, and I guess the idea about this code is that what it is, it's nothing mystical or special. All it is just it's a type of tool, just like our current zoning. Our current zoning deals with a lot of uses. It tells you, what type of it starts with uses. What type of use can you do on your land, or what type can you not do on your land? And what this code actually tries to do is it tries to look at the character of the area. And so if it is a rural area and it actually has zones called natural and rural and etc., and it only allows rural or natural or that type of development that fits that character. So it's actually, it's a much better tool, with a lot of success in rural communities as opposed to just urban areas. It works across the entire spectrum. And we'd be happy to sit down, and anybody who wants to come and look at the examples and maybe we can bring them at these. We'll have these at the workshops and etc. We can show you. We really are. The second thing that I just want to address is the county does zoning in Bluffton. We do it pretty much everywhere except for the town of Port Royal, the city of Beaufort, and we do it on Ladies Island. So there's a lot of zoning that takes place in Beaufort County. It's not just St. Helena, and we're here. The reason we're here again is to get your input. We're trying to get it right. We wouldn't be here having the meeting if we weren't trying to get it right. If we could easily just say we're not going to go out there, we're going to guess at what we think the community wants. We're actually here trying to get the community's input, and so
we would be more likely to say it is a village. That would be our first word. It would not say, well, villages don't exist on St. Helena. That's all we got all across St. Helena. St. Helena ain't on village. And then it got Lee Village, D inside the other rest of village. That's how we would have said. So what I'm saying here, and I'm wondering if Beaufort County is open to this suggestion, is the same thing I said in the office. Change these terms and make them fit the community that you're talking to. Let the community say, These are the names of the areas that would exist on St. Helena. Now, based on the community definition of those words, people can be stewards over something they understand. They can't be stewards over something that comes from somebody else's land. Just like I beg to differ with you that Daufuskie is as rural as you can get. All right? Because Daufuskie has been destroyed. Okay? From the perspective of Gullah Geechees, it is totally gone. And so when you get less than a dozen of us, we gone. Okay? So that's not as rural as you can get. So we don't want to use that as the example for St. Helena, because that's not the future we came for. So in working on this committee and working on the previous plans, I think we need to start from the point of getting a glossary, essentially, of what we say stuff already is, and then maybe make it fit to a new version of zone, of code base for this area. I think that is the first part. Then the second part is I think that folks need to understand where they are, where Brian and them are, is like he's saying, they're in a position where they know they have to do this. Because like Brother Jeffrey said, it's 10 years up. By law, they have to rewrite stuff.
You know, if we're going to make a change, we need to let everybody get a chance to put in their 2 cents. And in terms of Daufuskie, please don't mention Daufuskie. Daufuskie is owned by Signature Club. I couldn't purchase a half an acre on Daufuskie today because I have to purchase membership in Signature Club. So don't even let us bring up Daufuskie. Let's leave behind what's behind, and let's make sure that that doesn't happen to St. Helena's.
Right.
Sir. Yes, I got 2 things I'm going to say, and I hope everybody understand. I'm not a big speaker, but I got 2 things I want to say. One of them is about Land's End with the ferry, and the other is about Daufuskie. I don't see why St. Helena needs a ferry. Where is it going? Okay, now, going to Daufuskie. We got to talk about it. Ma'am, I agree with you. I worked for Beaufort County. I retired. I put in 26 years, 4 months, and 15 days in Beaufort County.
Go ahead.
When I started working for Beaufort County, it wasn't anything on Daufuskie. I hope this county get things over there to work with. You didn't have a decent truck, didn't have a decent motorcade. I worked hard and got stuff over there to work with. I was over there when they started development. Years ago, the county had a ferry boat to haul the people from Daufuskie to Bluffton, to Buckingham. You stopped that during my work time, okay? They had a dock over there about to fall down. I worked hard and got a concrete dock over there. And once they start developing it, now the people over there that lives on Daufuskie, the few people that's left over there, can't even tie their boat up over there and lives over there to the county dock.
Right.
The county helped. They can't not, and that is wrong. And you know what started that? That development over there.
Right.
Development have killed Daufuskie.
Right.
I can't understand. The people that lives over there can't tie their boat up to the county dock. Either they got to tie it out in the river and swim to the shore, or haul it out.
Great God.
You know? So we got to be careful. And this thing you're talking about, a ferry down there, that should be dreamt out.
Oh.
Right, well, I love what I'm hearing because I want you to understand. The committee is not, I'm going to choose my word wisely because I don't want to say nothing wrong. We all have our opinion and our love for our community. Each one of them. So keep that in mind. We hear you. And that's what we want on those papers. So when we are talking, and we need you to help us, we want you to come on back out with them voices, okay?
Our politicians that took what they got.
Did you have something else?
You know, and they pay taxes.
That's right.
Maybe we,
Watch it.
what we don't, I think, I can speak for most people, we do not want hotels out. We do not want more gated communities. We want to keep it rural like it is.
Right. And don't want no ferry, right?
And again, we all are basically reading the same sheet of music, okay? But we have to get the community to voice their opinions so we can be able to say, okay, we got a group of guys and girls that's going to work on our behalf. We're going to tell them this is what we want. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're working on. That's why we need your input.
Part of the presentation said that one of the intentions was to preserve Gullah culture. People on this island, I came to this island 5 years ago and fell in love with this island because of the culture. People want to stay here because it is like the last domain of Gullah concentration. As a result of that, I want to know, in this zoning plan, where are the jobs? Because people want to stay around their families. People want those compounds. It's a very unique thing to have compounds. It was pleasurable for me to see compounds, but people still need jobs to pay their taxes. I don't know if this is a question for you or for whom. I'm asking, would there be a tax cap? Because it was precisely because of the tax rise that the Daufuskie was lost. If we could say the Daufusque's loss in one sentence, it would be a rising of the taxes that oppressed the poor cultural people. Right. The lands went into foreclosure, and Signature Club purchased a massive amount of it. So whether we have my concern is not what development comes in, but how it would truly affect the people that live here. I mean, born, raised, just love it. And people who would come from Florida because it is precious to find. So we need jobs, we need a tax cap. The corner stores, yes. We need something in Land's End. Yes, a community place in Land's End. But we don't need to have our taxes rise because of that.
Can I take that?
Sure.
Reed, can you take that?
Sure.
I want to take that one because I think I know a little bit of thing about the Gullah Geechee and what's going on with the law. As most of you probably already know, I am a federal commissioner. I am also an expert commissioner on the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor. Beaufort County predated that law, that is the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Act, which is a federal law, by having the Cultural Protection Overlay District. The Cultural Protection Overlay District does not go away, because I don't think the question that was asked by her has ever been answered yet. That does not go away. Rural residential, those don't go away either. But what ends up happening is that this thing becomes what they call, what we have now, they told me it's called Euclidean zoning. What you're going to get is what they call form-based zoning. So instead of having if anybody ever saw the Beaufort zoning map, you see dark green, light green, red, all them colors, and then you have all these different names for those. Instead of doing that, it's going to look more like that thing he showed earlier with those little dots where he started talking about hamlets and villages and all of that. So now it becomes a situation where it's what does each section look like as opposed to one large sweep almost. So again, when the gentleman started naming all the communities, as we would say plantations, Pont St. Helena, then each one will have a certain look. But now, the point is today, in order to keep Gullah Geechee culture alive, part of that has to be economic empowerment and economic development. So under the current zoning, as Brother Jeffrey pointed out, and the comp plan, there were a lot of things you couldn't do in your family compound. All right? Now, I don't know if that's true what you said about the amount of space for the family compound, because that wasn't in the law before. So if they changed that, that's recent. But on your family compound, no, you couldn't open certain types of cottage businesses, home-based businesses, and the like. But what you can do under this form-based code is say, yes. Scott might say, we don't want none of that, because see, y'all gonna have put much a joke joint in your house and things, and we ain't want none. But then, over Frogmore might say, everybody compound can have 2 or 3. Okay? So then, Frogmore gonna have a set of things, but when you go down in Scott, ain't none of that gonna did it. So that means y'all gonna make money off the Scott people coming from. But now if Scott say, oh no, we want that too, because we want people to be able to make money right there from their different businesses, then Scott need to come say so. Land's End need to say so. Everybody in y'all look like it done say, don't put no ferry there to make no money, don't bring no people in on no ferry, don't take no people out. That should be clear already. But as far as everything else is unclear. So the point is now to get clarity. We do want the culture to survive. Seems like everybody here is in agreement with that. We know for a long time the way to keep it surviving is keep money coming in. No nation of people can survive without money coming in. All right? So, what is it that takes? Do you mean you want sweetgrass basket stand? Do you want a fish market? Do you want to sell dresses home? You want to make apron there, and you want to sell apron. You want to have a place to farm and sell your tomatoes and cukes without the county coming in on top of it. They can fine you because you don't sell tomatoes and cukes. You can't, you ain't on for that. So that's the whole thing. Tell them point blank, but be clear, be precise. What kind of businesses you talking about? Because certain businesses you still cannot have because the state or the federal government is not going to let you have it because it may not be environmentally sound. Okay? So say for instance, fixing cars. There's legislation for how to dispose of oils and gas and stuff. And you can't just have a whole bunch of junk and then that's going to damage the environment. So you can't say, well, my brother them won't fix car, but they never fix nobody car. Now you got 100 car there. Okay? So understand, you can't always get mad with them because some things is state and some is federal law. But at the level of the county, if you don't want the county to zone you out of having a business, you don't want them to stop you from the economics and the creation of jobs, even if you can only hire 2 or 3 people, you got to be specific. Are you opening a bakery, dress shop, fish market? You want the oyster factory to open back up down Club Bridge? We need to say so and put them on paper. Like my sister just said, out the Simmons clan, get your group together. Some of y'all play cards at the big whist party, in between hand while somebody dealing. Let somebody take a pad and say, what y'all want wrong y'all? Beside card party. And write it down. Y'all a joke, but I'm serious really. Wherever the people are, everybody don't go to church. So wherever the groups are gathering, if it's at the store, and you need to sit on the store step and write them up, you got between now and November the 29th to come back with that first list. Please, ma'am and sir, please do that. And then when you come on November 29th, like he said, bring at least 5 people with you. Even if you tell them we gonna stop by you, then we go in the card party. Or we gonna stop by you, then we go in church. Whatever work. Get them young. So then they can present, you present the thing. And that's what they're trying to get to tonight. They got a list of what the people last week said. And what some of them wrote between last week and now. They done wrote it on the paper, and he really trying to get to be able to share that with y'all. To see if y'all agree with what they said last time, or you don't. You done say you ain't want to talk to the ferry, so please don't read nothing off but no ferry. Y'all make me want to go catch a boat back out of here tonight. I'm tired of having this ferry, so please don't mention them no more. I think we got that point. So now, y'all with me now? So that's the point. Something you couldn't have, this your chance to maybe get it. But we all know you ain't going to get every single thing because you can't satisfy everybody. All right? And once we know, as the committee, we going to be y'all advocates for what y'all say. Because we still got to go not to the planning people so much as when you get to Beaufort County Council. They have the final say on what come out of all of this. All right? Because they're the one cut his check. All right? So that's going to be the deal. So we got to get it what you want, but put in what you want. They can't answer a lot of questions because they don't know. That's all they needed to say. Y'all men, y'all know y'all ego don't like to say I don't know, but that's what it is. They don't know all that yet because they got to see what all y'all say and kind of majority rule. So somebody might have mentioned ferry before, we done say the majority say no, leave that off. Something else might come up, businesses, home-based businesses, cottage businesses. If you all agree, that'll most likely be in, you see? So that's the deal. So if you want to keep the cultural protection overlay, the family compound, you want to keep economic development, you want to keep all those things, that's good. But now you might say we need more community centers for the children. There's places on the island don't have a community center at all. That's something to write on your paper. That in this particular area of the island, let's say Tom Fripp, y'all don't have no community center in Tom Fripp. Right, anybody from Tom Fripp here? No, close by, right? There's none there. So you might say, well, for Tomford, they need this. Scott got Scott Hall. They don't need a community center. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. This is your chance to put the baby in the bathwater and run some bubble on them. All right? But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater tonight. That's what they're saying to you. Please give them a chance to get where you want for real, so that then when he leave you and carry your money back to California, y'all can say at least he worked for the money. Okay? Okay? So, y'all putting them through some work now, but they want to get to the point where they can type tonight. They can write down tonight what you got to say. You got some maps and stuff and dots tonight too? Or no? Yes? Okay, so they want to get to the point where y'all going to actually get up and actually look at some maps and things and put some remarks on.